Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It's time for Taroscopes again. We're going to be doing the Taroscopes for the sign of Cancer. That's Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising for the month of March 2020, for the month of March 2025. Before we get started, I just want to welcome my new subscribers. Welcome to this wonderful community of like-minded souls, and to my tried and true who have been with me for years, walking this path with me. Thank you so much. You know how much I love you and appreciate your support over all these years. And for my new members who have decided to take a membership with my channel, welcome and glad to have you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. And there's a couple of new things coming down the pike for you guys. So if you just have a little patience with me, actually by the time this comes out, you'll have had a couple of new things just for members. Woo! Okay. So that's that. Now I do want to talk a little bit about the energy of the month, specifically from a numerological and to a certain extent uh, tree of life perspective. We're in the third month of the year. The three card in the tarot is the Empress. The Empress. The Empress is on that path right there, that green path on the tree of life, connecting Hokmah, which is the gray, with Maina, which is the black. Maina is the feminine, Hokmah is the masculine, and this is the path of the Empress, and it is the path of creative visualization. And so, energetically, it's completely located in the third eye. And so, one of the things that you have to do this month, is to visualize the world you want to see. Visualize the world that you want to see. Creatively visualize. Creative visualization is a very, very powerful tool, always, but especially this month. Now, if we take the year vibration, is a 9, right? 2025 is a 9 year. You're going to see this card a lot because every month I'm going to pull it up and say, this is the card for the year. 9 is a year of separating the wheat from the chaff. It's the end of a cycle. And then it's the end of the cycle, extracting meaning from the last 9 years, which that actually started in 2017. So we know what the themes have been since 2017 for sure. What do you keep and what do you let go of? 9 is also about healing. It's about sharing your knowledge. It's about shining your light. And it's about seeking out the knowledge from those who are shining their light. So that's the 9 vibration. And when you take these two vibrations and put them together, we get the vibration specifically for the month of March, which is the Hanged Man. This is a Neptune energy. And it's interesting because at the end of March, Neptune moves into Aries. Haven't been there for about 150 years. It's a whole different world now, 150 years later, right? But Neptune dips its little toe into Aries. It's going to stay there for a little while, and then it's going to go back into Pisces. So there's a lot of this sort of back and forth energy all year, which kind of makes sense because it is an ending year, right? But the thing about the Hanged Man is this is about understanding what you have control over and what you don't, letting go of what you have no influence over, and focus on that which you do. And of course, what you have influence over is how you react and respond to situations. This is also the card of staying connected to cosmic consciousness. So if I were to tell you you should stay in your home and meditate all month and visualize the future, that might actually be the best thing to do for all of us, actually, not just cancers. All right, that is the oh yeah, that's the numerology Kabbalah-ish part. Let's take a look at the astrology now. All right, I just have to find where I have this. Strange. Okay, I guess this is the one. All right, sorry guys, I'm just having I'm having a moment. Having a moment. I'm having a moment. This can't. Yes, here we go. I found it. I found what I'm looking for. All right, I'm going to make this so it's a little bit easier to see. Just give me a moment here, another moment. You and all your moments, Dr. Skirbo. Well, technology is not my strong suit. Okay, so this is pretty much the planetary picture for the month of March for Cancer. We can see that still a lot of there's a lot of water in this chart. The planets that are water are in blue, and there's a lot of fire. And we can see there's a lot of activity around that Pisces, Aries um, cusp. But of course, this is the month where the sun goes from Pisces to Aries. So every year at this time we have that. What we don't have every year at this time is Neptune going over that same line and Mercury retrograding back and Venus retrograding back. So usually they just go back once over and that's it. But now they're going back and forth, right? Back and forth, Venus and Mercury back and forth. And then, of course, these outer planets, when they change signs, it's really significant. And with Neptune moving into Aries, that's pretty significant. Aries being the world's point. So it's not just about what's happening here and where you are, but the whole world is being affected by this. All right. So one of the things that I want to say is, first of all, Cancer is a cardinal water sign. Your mantra is I feel. Of course, for all those Cancers out there, you feel everything, even stuff you don't want to feel, right? So when that being said, with all this water, and much of this energy is in the outer world. So you're really picking up on the zeitgeist of the moment, Cancer, and people are freaked out, and Cancer can have a tendency towards fear. So avoid that to the best of your ability. You don't want to be fearful. You want to be protective. You want to be prepared. You want to be persistent. You want to be tenacious. All of those things you have in spades anyway, so you're going to be just fine. Mind you, I'm a Cancer. I'm probably talking to myself, but that's okay. I mean, I like talking to myself. This should say March. That's a mistake. That is a mistake, but this is March. This is March's energy. Okay. So let's see. Venus stations retrograde at 11 of Aries, first day of the month. So as soon as the month starts, Venus goes retrograde. Venus is here in Aries going retrograde. It does go back into Pisces later in the month, and then we'll stay in Pisces in April, and then at the end of April go back into Aries, I believe. So and turns around in April as well, Venus. But we're just talking about March. So Venus is uh, right at the MC there, right at the MC, and so this this would normally, Venus going through the 10th house would normally be like you're well liked in your work and this, that, and the other thing. With the retrograde, there can be some challenges here. Um, Venus goes retrograde the least of any of the planets. I think it's like 542 days between retrogrades, something like that. So it happens, but it's the rarest of retrogrades, and it's significant because Venus deals with our relationships and our money, and it is in your 10th house. So there can be some issues, like if you're somebody who gets paid, by somebody else, third party, whatever, you might have to wait for your money to come in. And of course, as I do this, I'm doing this in February. Uh, here in the United States, everything is like kerplooey because we have a maniac. We have two maniacs in office, one that was elected and one that wasn't. So, all right. Anywho, elected. I'll put the quotes on. You guys know who I'm talking. You guys know why I quote that, right? Okay. Anyway, so Mercury makes a conjunction to Neptune Mercury starts the month really at the end of Pisces, moves into conjoins Neptune, which is at the last degree of Pisces, and then it will go into Aries. It stations retrograde at 10 degrees of Aries. I believe that's happening on the 15th. And then it's going to retrograde all the way back into Neptune, into Pisces again, and conjoin Neptune again. So it conjoins Neptune at the beginning of the month, and it conjoins Neptune at the end of the month. It conjoins Neptune going direct at the beginning and retrograde at the end. We have a full moon lunar eclipse this month. Here it is, the full moon lunar eclipse. That happens first. The full moons happen first in the month with the moon in Virgo, the sun in Pisces. This is the axis of the mind for you, Cancer. And it is the ninth, third house is the axis of the mind. This is our lower mind. This is our higher minds. This is our, elementary education. This is post high school education up here. And then the full moon always brings illumination. It is an eclipse, so things change with eclipses. Uh, these are significant. There's going to be as I'm doing this, I'm in February. And where we are in February and where we're going to be by the end of March, I think is going to be a totally different place. So uh, now how we're going to get there and what that's going to mean and how that's going to look, I don't think I want to say because I don't think I know, but we do know that things are going to change. So if you're freaking out about what's happening now, it's not going to continue in the way that it's continuing now. There may be another issue, there may be another way, there may be another problem, but this will stop. Again, this is for March. I didn't change that. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so let's see. We have a new moon solar eclipse in Aries. So let's go over here and take a look. Here's the sun starting in Pisces, moving in to Aries. This is Neptune moving into Aries. That happens on the 30th of the month. So right at the very end of the month, here we have Venus starting the month in Aries, going retrograde immediately, and then retrograding back into Pisces. We have Mercury in Pisces moving into Aries, then retrograding in Aries and moving back into Pisces. So again, this is your MC. This is your most public place. So there's a lot of buzz around you, Cancer. A lot of buzz. Mars is in Cancer still. It is going direct. It'll be moving through that first house direct. That's good for you because when it was going retrograde, it could be very frustrating. And the more frustrated you get, the more likely you were to break a toe, on the bed frame or something because of the frustration. Now things are moving forward. It's going to stay in Cancer the whole month. Jupiter again is moving direct and will be in that 12th house all month. Uh, um, oh my goodness, Pluto in Aquarius is going to be there for 19 years. So transforming the values you share with others, transforming the way you emotionally respond in relationships. It's a powerful energy to have there. Pluto likes being in the eighth house because it's the natural house for a Scorpio, right? So it rules Scorpio. So it feels comfortable in that eighth house, kind of undercover, doing its work, all under the, with no prying eyes um, into that eighth house. With Pluto in the eighth house and Jupiter in the 12th house, there's a lot of things happening under the surface for Cancer, which is no big new thing for Cancer because that's kind of where Cancer lives, half in the water and half out of the water, always battling the tides and trying to hang on to what's precious to them in the most difficult of circumstances where the land meets the sea is one of the most changeable and can be one of the most serene and beautiful places, but also some of the most difficult places where the waves crash against the shore. All right. Let's see here. What else? Full moon. Yep. Oh, new moon in your 10th house. Yep. And it's an eclipse. and it's an eclipse. So that's pretty planting seeds for your career or for your public image in the 10th house is in a way it's how you're known by others, the sort of where you're the most famous in a way. And looks like Cancer is going to be pretty famous. I do want to point out that Elon Musk is a Cancer. And so a lot of this energy up here is affecting him as well. So, um, all right, let's see if there's anything else I want to say. Saturn remains in Pisces moving forward. Um, yeah, so that's good. But this axis here, this place between Pisces and Aries is very active all year, and we're in a 9-year, so it kind of makes sense. All right, let's stop the share on that, and we're gonna do some cards. Now, I am a Cancer myself, and I said, "What? I'm not afraid. I'm gonna use the Thoth deck." So let's hope that I have good reason not to be afraid. It's in the Thoth. I might have even used these last time. All right, just a few more quick shuffles here. All right. Let me see something here. I think I want to just, there we go. That's better. I feel like you guys are looking at my nose, which, I mean, if you want to, but I can't imagine it's all that pleasant. Okay, let's see what we have here. Power. So you have some power here. You have some power. Sun in Capricorn. Look at that. But there's isolation. This is power that's isolated. So isolated power, or you could be feeling isolated. Sometimes this is, the more you have, more closed down you have when it comes to resources, because you're always afraid that somebody's going to take your resources away from you. And when you focus on resources only, that is something that people can take away from you. They can take away your stuff, right? So there's sort of a protective energy as we start the month. And Cancer doesn't like insecurity. Cancer is used to insecurity because of where the crab lives, right? Like everything's always changing. In fact, the ruling planet of Cancer is the moon. That's always changing. And so Cancer is always trying to like build up the shell. Let's see what challenges that change. Yeah, so you change, death, transformation of your power, perhaps. Now, for those of you who have a lot of power, like somebody like Elon Musk, this may not be so good, but for those of us who, um, like there's a change in power. There's a change. Maybe you get to invited to this party, right? Maybe you get to go over the moat. Not that you necessarily want to stay there, but you know. All right, let's see what's underneath. Ah, balancing of the scales, balancing of the scales. So if you haven't done anything illegal or relatively immoral, I wouldn't worry. But if you've been trying to get away with stuff, justice is at the core here this month. In the past, you've felt the actions that you take have been futile, no matter how much you've tried to go in one direction. It's like one thing after another, always like sort of messing you up. So a lot of futility, and even the sense of, is it even worth it? Is it even worth it to take an action? Because it just seems so futile. In the sky, we have balance and healing. The Temperance card. This says, do not get caught up in extremes, Cancer. You must walk the straight and narrow, right? This is alchemical. This is the path of the mystic. This is a very treacherous path that pretty much goes right up the side of the mountain, right up the side of the mountain. So make sure you have good hiking shoes on, and you're wearing gloves to protect your hands, and climb that mountain, because where you end up is in your own heart. Okay. Immediate future. Yeah. So there are things that are going to end, guys. There are things that are going to end. This is the end of something and the start of something new. So there's definitely something that is leaving. Now, is it the futility that's leaving? It's possible. It's possible, but if I was EM, I would not be. I'd be a little afraid. Okay, I don't want to talk about him anymore. I say that and then begin how it's seen from the outside, right? The end of something and the beginning of something new. Your domestic situation. These are pretty interesting cards. Debauchery. Uh, Watch yourself that you don't try to deal with your stress with by drinking too much, eating too much, buying too much. That's not the way to do it. It's hard to see see clearly here, but if you have to choose anything, choose yourself, choose what's best for you, choose the self-care that's necessary. Hopes and fears, victory. No, that's a hope, I think. And then outcome. Ooh, this is your card, Cancer. The Chariot is your card. You're on your soul's path. Things are going to happen very, very quickly. So even with the ends, the Ten of Swords, quick happen, and then you're somewhere else. Like it's just like boom, boom. And what feels like a loss may end up being the greatest gift in some way. Okay, so you need to stay open to that. Underneath it all, we have new opportunities, financial opportunities, success. But there is some indolence, so don't be lazy. Don't get lazy. Don't get what's the word I'm looking for? You have to stay on the path. This stuff, this debauchery, this too much, even too many feelings, too much emotionality isn't going to serve you either, Cancer. And that's a hard one not to do because Cancer is an emotional sign. All right. Well, wow. Holy Toledo, what a reading. A little scary, but I don't feel a bad energy from here. I don't. I mean, I feel like uh the other thing is that the United States is a Cancer country. So this could be a reading for the United States as well. And underneath it all is new beginnings, as long as we don't, get caught up in all that weird emotional stuff, um, you know, about the past and was that it wasn't very nice. I'm a Cancer though. I feel like I can say stuff like that. All right. One more. We're going to do a spirit animal oracle card for the oracle card this month. And let's see, what spirit animal does Cancer need to get some advice from? Most Cancers I know love animals. I love animals. All right. Hmm. Ooh, eagle spirit. Spirit has your back. Okay, this is a good one. Somebody else got this too. Might have been Libra. I can't remember now. Okay, I will read this to you. Well, I'm a Cancer, so this makes me feel good. After the Ten of Swords and the Death card, not that I think it's bad. I really don't. I just, it's nice to know Spirit has your back. Okay. It says, think of the eagle flying high above the other birds, soaring on the wind. Eagle Spirit has appeared to ask whether you're willing to soar to new heights, even if that means solitude for a short while. Truly, all the wisdom of the world is available to you. When the storms flash across the sky, it is Eagle Spirit that raises you above it all, helping you to conquer fear and overcome adversity, reminding you that Spirit has your back and wants you to experience life to its fullest. And the protective message, if you are walking awkwardly and feeling embarrassed, Eagle Spirit is here to tell you that is only because right now you are meant to fly. Time to fly, Cancer. All right. Don't walk, fly. And with the what do you call card? The Chariot card at the end. Big changes real quick, real fast, real fast. So you'll be flying one way or the other. All right, guys, have yourself a great month. Take care of yourself, self-care, Cancer. You know how it is. Take care of everybody else. Be sure you're taking care of yourself. And I'll see you again next month. Much love to you all. Namaste.